Good day, everyone. Today we are going to make a simple livery. I am no expert by any means, just doing this for fun for a while. And I wanted to make one online because I cannot drive today. Also, it's quite relaxing. So first we need to prepare the files, or at least I would like to start that way. For that, and ACC. For that, we go to Documents, Asset, Corsa, Configs, Menu Settings, Search Text, and what we want to change to 0 is the text DDS. This value changes that the game won't make the DDS files. These files. These are rendered from the decals and sponsors PNGs. And we want to change it to 0 so we can check in-game continuously by clicking on the car how the livery is developing. You can also switch the text cap to 0. That will make the all liveries during driving in full resolution, but that will hit your performance pretty hard. I will show you a way that you can use your livery in full resolution, but everyone else's will be the lower res one. So text DDS to 0, save, close, and we just start ACC. I want to remake the old Landjagt livery, which Miles made me a few weeks, a month ago. For a numerous reasons. First, I want to make it in higher resolution, and I also want to customize it in a few little ways. So you want to select the car you want to make, basically make a new custom livery. I already have one, so I am just going to edit and save as new. This will make two of the same. You go back to ACC, go to custom cars, search by date, and the last one will be the one we will use. And you want to edit this car JSON file with custom skin textures to the name, which you will name your livery in the folders. So you go to liveries, pick the new folder, exactly the same name. And now we can hop back to Blender. I am using 3.4. This one was used the tutorial I learned from and Miles showed me. I will link that tutorial and all the files you will need in the description. So you go File, Import, Waveform, Blender. You will download all this. We want to go for the car we use and open the object. Car will be there, it's just very close, so you have to scroll out. Blender simple mechanics. If you press down middle button, you can rotate the camera. If you press Shift and the middle button, you can scroll the camera. And I also make two setting changes. I disable the depth navigation. If you enable the depth, you will rotate around wherever you click. If you disable it, you always rotate around the middle of your camera. And that way, when we will project the car to orthoscopic, we can rotate around this way. That will help with aligning things. So depth, and also I am using a key map which I made. It's in 3D view. Basically, this dolly view. I will also link this file because you can just click import replay file. This will make you able to hold down shift, and shift scroll will go back and forth, because normal scrolling is zooming and that has limits, and the camera really slows down when you are very close. So we want to make the template of the textures. Also, I like to click this orientation first, because somehow the cars are angled, not to the so they are angled compared to the flat, and this fixes it. Just do it once and it's done. So you go to texture paint to make the 2D one very small, make a base texture with pretty high resolution, and make it some kind of bright color, green or purple, whichever you won't use during your editing is fine. And just click OK. Then you make a decals. This will be your bottom layer. And make the alpha 0. And you just make a sponsors and make alpha 0. You have to click this button so you see it. Also switch to the nodes viewport shading. Now we just need to fix the shading a bit. Click to shading. Bring the sponsors. I think I miswrote that. To remake it, just redo a lot. Okay, I redo too much. You can, so if you name it wrong, you can still save it with the correct file name. It's just easier to name it correctly. So again, shading, bring this to the right a bit, bring the base to the left a lot, sponsor to the middle, decals to the left. We need to add a converter called mix, rename it to color, switch it to color mode, right click to duplicate. First one goes to A, that result goes to A, and the decals color mix goes to B, and the alpha goes to alpha. And the same with the sponsors, B and alpha. This is basically done, so the car is rendered mostly correctly. I like to do two more things which is not showed in the tutorial. I enable the wireframe and put the opacity around 0.1. And I also make the strength around 3 of the viewport shading. Enable the paint mask. You can select parts of the car with L button. Deselect with Shift L. Select everything with A and deselect everything with Shift A. Also, there are a few tools I will use and I will show how to use. Probably there are much more tools. I know there are a few, but I just make a lot of things manually. So the car is sort of ready. We go to here in the UV mapping part, go to image, save, go to your liveries, to the car we want to make, and save as. We also do the same with the decals. And this will make the files for the car. I also like to put my usual sponsors and decals JSON. I will copy the link of the tutorial which has the link, so I won't steal him. There are base JSONs because this basically braze roughness, clear code roughness, metallic is the same like satin metallic, blah blah. These are the settings done there, but by percentages. And I made 2 percentages which I like a satin-ish decal, which is the bottom part. It's not too reflective and like 50% roughness, so it's diffuse light, not shiny. So as you can see, glossy is very shiny. That's the clear coat. Matte has very small clear coat, and satin is have some shining, but it's more diffused. Satin metallic has metal, blah blah. You can experience it like what you like in these files. But right now we are going to use this. So a very shiny and somewhat metallic sponsor coat, which will be the stripe, the red lines, the text. So anything that I will put into the sponsor layer, which is the top layer, so it's over the decals layer. And the decals layer will be a very rough, very non-reflective, so basically a matte-ish base paint. Now that these are done, if we go into ACC, select the one which is the new one. We do the old one, could be. Yeah, okay. So if you select design 2, it will be base, then sponsor, texture, plus some basic text, numbers mostly. And if you go design 1, those are gone too. So this is the completely clear design. We will save this. And every time you click on it in game, it will reload from these 2 PNG files, which will be generated by the Blender. So first we want to color the car a bit. Like obvious, but also I like to use one of the in-game liveries, like they do these things, this like a few parts, which probably like this is probably one part. So if I color this white, these will be white too, but I am going to cheat a bit. Yeah, as you can see, this is probably one part. I'm going to cheat a bit and see how the game developers made the base liveries, because they usually look pretty decent, but you can do whatever you want. So we will start selecting body panels with L. Okay, so select those. I like to keep mirrors the frames of the window, spoilers, splitters in carbon. Yeah. All these are selected. We go to fill, select the color. I usually go 0.8. This is not full white. It's like 20% to the like gray, and just click on it. And after that, you just go image, save. So going to close this. And in ACC, if you click on the car again, bam, it's white. You can paint it whichever color you want. Ignore these blemishes. We will fix them later. This is probably due to errors in the model. I don't know. So as you can see, this looks cool, I think. So I will copy that. So let's start with that. Here comes the boring part. Double press A to deselect everything. So select box. Move the camera somewhere here so I can zoom in. And we are going to start to select polygons. So select box. You can press hold shift and make like boxes. Usually I try to avoid selecting behind the camera because this can cause issues. Like if you select like this, it will select a lot of the splitter or rear bumper, and sometimes inside edges are the same as the outside edges. And when I'm going to make these carbon, maybe that makes an error. So I am always trying to either, like these are carbons already, the green parts are alpha, so they don't have coloring. So I can select like this, it won't cause an issue. But if there's something else behind the camera, be aware that can cause issues. So we are going to select these. A bit tedious, but yeah, I find it usually relaxing. Okay, so that part is selected. You go back to fill again and change the mix to erase alpha. This basically makes that part of the texture, the PNG file, transparent. And anything that is transparent will be carbon. So save the image again, go to ACC and bam, it's carbon. Make this top part too. By the way, we could do select X and copy the same to this part, but usually when I'm working with polygons, I like to do it manually both sides. This is the part where you want to be aware that something is behind it, so don't select that. Let's select all these polygons. You could also do Control, right click with lasso, but I like to do Shift because if you forget to press Shift and just click, then your previous selection is gone. So just glue my left pinky to my Shift button and that will make me not cause issues, and only release it when I rotate the camera, because Shift middle button is camera movement. Yep. 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 Okay. Do we want to make it like this? Yeah. Also in these groups, there can be like, if you move the camera, they say, do you want to select? So you only select what you see with your camera. So make sure to check them like here. Did not select everything. Okay, and make that transparent again. Check it how good it looks. Yeah, that's fine. That looks a bit weird. The original is more to the inside. Probably they made it with some kind of stencil. Definitely because it's not perfectly aligned here. Although mine does not either, just a different way. like probably we have to select all these little polygons, which is tedious to do, but yeah, this is how it is. And probably we are going to deselect these. That will look much better. We will have to recolor them, those two white when we are done. Just want to finish this small strip around. If you just shift click on something, you can deselect one polygon. If you want to deselect multiple polygons, you have to control left click. I usually try to not make bad selections. So yeah, make these transparent and make these to mix, and the white is saved. So these are again and see the results. That looks much better. I think that's cleaner than, like you can see there, it's a bit cleaner than the Kunos one. We have to do the same again on the other side. I wish I could make that scrolling faster, but I could not find a way yet. Was it done? That's why I like to use the wireframe, so I can see I went it to that edge peak or whatever. So this much. Edit, erase alpha, and do the bottom part too. And we are done with the spoiler. Okay. There are a lot of small parts which has to be done, but first I want to show you how you can make that red extra bit or any color. We will make the edge of these small winglets red. For that, we want to use the sponsors because, as you remember, we made the sponsor very metallic and very shiny. And also I am making these liveries, so the decals are sort of reusable. And if anyone or me want to make liveries, you can use the decals as like base templates, which has all those parts we selected transparent, so just recolor the decals. And will make your life easier the early parts. So we selected this. Make sure to have the sponsors active, and we want to mix it with a full red. You can use hue, saturation, value, hex files, or RGB, or just select it manually, and this will make that one red. Cool. This one too, then I'm going to show how to use stencils. Red, save, chatting game. Beautiful. Okay, now we are going to use some stencils. We want to go to the top view. This is Z. I tend to put the car in the middle. Also, I tend to put the car like this is the viewpoint, like what is the middle of this. So we go to top and we go draw brush, like texture properties, new, open, and we want to load the PNG I made, which is this, the text. This is a stencil. So if you select something like this top, rotate this with 90 degrees. You can make it bigger with shift. You can rotate manually with control, right click, shift right click, and move it with simple right click. So we just want to make it 90 degrees and put it here. Then you mix, and the trick is it will color the template, so it's black. And if I paint on it, I like to use square fall off, paint on it. This is still the sponsor texture that will make the sponsor texture have the text. But first we will use this one, reset transform image aspect. So yep, it's gone. To load it again because I redo a lot. So if you make these PNG files either in Photoshop or GIMP, basically you want to work with alpha. Alpha is, hey Matthias, this is Blender 3.4. If you make these templates, you want to work with colors and alpha. So if you want the template transparent, like between these lines, that should be maximum alpha. That's another topic using image editors, but yeah, there's a gazillion tutorial. Just make sure to use alpha for making these templates. So I want to put this double line to the roof, to the hood, to the bumper and the rear hood. Select the mix and you just start to I aligned the middle one with this green line, which is basically the middle line of the space, and the car is aligned to the space. So that middle green line is very helpful. So now we made, well, it's not complete. I'm just going to show you made, but as you can see, it could not see this part because it was watching down from the top. Also, the rear wing was covering the back part. So we will have to do some tricks here. The issue is it usually people have is if you start to move, it has the parallel lines are converging in the infinite, so it has 3D perspective. But if you click on this orthoscopic or perspective to /orthographic button, you can move around the camera and it has orthoscopic view, which means everything what is parallel in the model will be parallel no matter which view you watch. So you want to align it to the front. And basically, this is why we disabled the depth navigation, because now we rotate around one point, and no matter what we do, if you align it to the green line, to the stripe, it will be correctly, like it won't be smaller or bigger. So we can color the car from this angle. We save now. As you can see, we could see behind the spoiler, this part was not black. Also, this part was missing. Now, more things like you could see this part was not visible from the top. So I projected this stencil from the front-ish viewport, and now it's fixed. We still have to do the rear of the car, but for that, I just usually go upside down. It's a bit nauseating, but just align it with the green this way. I have to select the rear bumper with L. Also, I like to color the hood, back of the hood, so it should be correctly painted. And we have our stripe. Marvelous. Usually I like to watch around. Sometimes it paints the inside of these parts, but this looks okay. So I want to make this one white too. We can go back to normal view, close this, and go back to decals. Double press A for deselect, L to select that one. We have to make our white. That's why I like to use concrete numbers, because I can know that I am using 0 hue, 0 saturation, 0.8 white. So I can just color this one white. And that should make it color correctly the same as the rest of the car. Okay, let's paint a few more parts to black. I mean carbon. Let's move the camera back here, because this one is black, but we will make it carbon, because carbon, in my opinion, looks better. Make it carbon too on our livery. Also this bottom part, although it looks blackish, but I like to make them so. Again, we start to select a lot of polygons. Make sure to have the decal selected. We want to make this one black too. Yeah, that would look better. So we are going to make these black too. I mean carbon. I like to leave a very small edge of these parts, because if you make them black to the edge and don't have some meat, they look like they don't look like actual body parts. They look like thin layers, like paper, and that's just unrealistic. So I like to keep a small edge in different colors so they look authentic. You will see what I mean, because I'm just going to erase the alpha. This part. If I would make it black all the way, like that, would not look like it has any material there. It would look like black and then nothing. And it can look a bit uncanny. So we are going to keep selecting a lot of polygons. Sure to, like, here there's an edge. Probably it will be very hard to see on the car, but I like to be very maximalist and make sure that everything that belongs to part of the model will be selected correctly. Like this could be visible sometimes, probably. Like white instead of dark carbon will be glowing. So easy to miss those, but so make sure to don't select like front parts during over these holes. So it's easier to zoom in, and that's why I made this camera movement shortcut. This hole is very annoying. But we have to color it correctly, otherwise it will be glowing white, which is not look too good. So these edges are annoying. To make sure that it's correctly selected. Like this triangle. If you like, let's leave this to white. See how much that looks. I'm pretty sure in some angle that would be very visible. Site. I don't even try to pronounce your name. Sorry. Yeah, I started making liveries not too long ago, and I burnt my leg a little bit today. I cannot put socks on, and I hate to drive without socks, so I thought I will make some liveries on stream because it's relaxing for me, hopefully not too boring for you, and maybe someone else got some good information from it. I'm by no means any expert. I'm just a maximalist. Okay. Okay. Also, by the way, when you paint, if something is behind the camera like this part was, it won't be erased or painted correctly, even though it was selected. It's weird, but that's Blender things. So it's a great program, by the way. Just have some few quirks. Okay, let's see how this looks. So make it transparent. Hey, BRT. Yes, there is. I will post it in the description when I'm finished where I got all my stuff. It was another tutorial. Yeah, sure. Just rename them to PNGs and project them like, okay, yeah, let's see how it looks. I have to select those edges too. I will show you the projection again. Just give me a sec till I can select all these edges. Maybe not, I don't know, yeah. Oh God. Okay. Much better. Okay, so pictures again, projection. Go to sponsors. You go to texture properties, load in any texture. Like I am going to load in. It's just a save. Where's my piggy? Anyways, like you can load in any PNGs. PNGs are used because they support alpha, but if you want to project a JPEG, you either just copy it, like resave it as a PNG, because I don't think it can do. I don't know what file types it can do. Oh, it can do JPEGs. Okay. Oh. Brushes. I was in. So brushes, open. Let's see something else. Watkins then 992. Okay. Stencil, image aspects, and there it is. You can use JPEGs then too. PNGs are good because, like, if you would make the top of it transparent behind the trees, then you would not paint the guy onto the car. Basically, now you just use mix and you have to select the body panel and you can just paint it on. Save, and you will have a very shiny JPEG on your side of your car. Usually, when you project things like this, you want to use either orthoscopic or even better, full size view. This will make it not stretched when you view it from the side. Okay. You're welcome. And of course, you can play around with the sponsors. So if you make it super bright, but not like bright and less, some rough and less metallic, it should be, yeah, better viewing. But you have to play around, but this will affect all other parts of that layer. Give me back my settings. Nope, nope. Back and undo it. Yeah. So basically this way you have to select brush, go to this texture, make a new one, open, load the texture, and then you go brushes, go to mapping to stencil. So it will be just one reset transfer and image aspect, and that will make it correctly. Let's finish that back part first. Then we start to put these texts on the car. Oh god, there's a lot of inside places. Both side? Nope. This is not the most enjoyable part of making liveries, but yeah, it's part of it. You can do projections here too, but I did more repeatable to use the polygons. Okay. Nope. Don't paint that. Either these, just the inside, so these. If you will have nightmare with polygons, don't blame me, please. Okay. Is that? Some is that. Oh, I selected something that. Okay, and we have some things to do here at the bottom side, although it's not really visible, but let's make it just to be very, very sure. we did, we will leave some meat at the edge. And it's done. Oh. Okay. I'm from Hungary. And you? Look around. I like to keep all these parts selected, so it's very easy to see if there are parts which are not green, are not selected correctly. They are basically glowing white. Okay. This is done. Germany, okay. We have a lot of Germans in ACC, I found out. We left that portion on the side. No. Why? It's... what? Oh, I probably did not save the sponsors. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Nice. Edges are nice. Kunos made the whole thing black, but I like it this way more. You can see it has some meat there. Any other part? I think this should look better in... Yeah, like Kunos also did. Okay, let me show you one more trick, because this probably won't be doable. Like, see, the polygons here are a bit going parallel, and it's very hard to project there. So what I like to do in this place is I switch to wireframe, select a lot of polygons around here which are obscuring our view, and press H. Probably there's a better way to do this, but okay. So we hidden the front of the car. This means we can select this and this part of the car, go to front view, and like not fully front view, like this way. Go brush, open a brush. I made a very simple one. It's called square. It's a black square basically. And I am going to, well, front view will be better. So I am just going to put it here like this and select X here. So whatever I do here will be done on the other side, because this is not polygon perfect painting. You can't easily redo it. As you can see, it was happening there too. And this way we could project a very straight line from the front, because we made the front of the car disappear. And bang, that's it. But instead of that, this time we are going to use this mask and select erase alpha and do the same thing. So this will make that part of the car carbon. Bang. And it looks like it's meant to be there. This top part, that is just dark, okay, or unpainted. No, that is just dark. Okay. And if we select Alt, press Alt H, it draws back the part which disappeared. And you can make it disappear again with Alt, normal H. So this is like if you want to project something from the top and the wing is covering it, like it's here, and you don't want to squid because it's not just a line but something more useful, you can make the wing disappear this way and you just project from the top this part. Like, let me show you, make the wing disappear. I said probably there's a better way to hide these things, but yeah, the wing is now hidden, so you can paint here. Okay, that part is done. Looks good, in my opinion. Any other places I want to make carbon? Yeah, this whole, yeah, this is black in Kunos. Yeah. This is one place where the shift scrolling I showed is useful because you can easily go into this hole and work around. So let's start selecting polygons again. I will fix that from closer. Want to select the majority now. These are already transparent, so we don't care. And this is where it's useful that we can move, since we can cover these polygons too. Yeah. Erase alpha. Save. Bam. One of them is carbon. Do the other one, then we can start to put the text on. Okay. After you got used to how to move in Blender, it becomes sort of second nature and you move around quite efficiently. There are selection tools that makes you select like lines of polygon and things like that, but I found them sometimes a bit weird to work with, and the issue with selection is you cannot redo selection. So if you mess it up once, you have to either deselect a lot of polygons or start it from scratch again. So I like to do it this manually. Bang. That's carbon 2. Okay. Mm-hmm. Let's fix these, because if you see, like, there are a few blemishes. I like to do this, select the whole car, go to paint, deselect the texture, select the value we are using, and just look around a bit and mix, and just fix them quickly. It's good to have a clean monitor for this work, by the way. So that will be fixed. I don't know why sometimes Blender does these things. I think it's reaction resolution issues, maybe, I don't know. Or it's error in the files. No idea. Okay. No big issues. Let's fix the stripe because it has a... Oh. Okay. We switch to black sponsors and very carefully... Oh. Select text. Very carefully fix these. Probably I could use a bit less sharp all of there. Too much. Oh, for God's sake. Okay. Smaller radius. So the inside of that. We'll make sure nothing is behind it, so I won't paint on it. The side. Oh God, that will be a bit hard to fix manually, but like that. Okay. There was a fender behind it and did not want to paint on it. Okay. Let's check it in game. Yeah, looks clean. Like not many people will watch into that dip, but yeah. Blemishes are mostly gone. Some are here. That's weird. I don't see them. There's another fix I can do, which I will. Oh, you can see them. You just have to scroll in. Jeez. Decals. Make sure to set up decals. Like if you do this, it looks good in Blender. If you go into ACC and you will see suddenly a very shiny white line. If you see things like this or matte blacks, then you accidentally painted onto the wrong texture. Okay. So make sure to always have the proper texture selected. So it's still don't. Oh, there it is. Okay. There's a trick I made in Photoshop or GIMP or whatever program you use, like these small 1 pixel speckles. You can fix them in any photo editor software in a way that you select all the white colors, you increase the selection with like 4-5 pixels, and then you decrease the selection with 1 more pixel. That will basically like overshoot everything, then shoot it back. You just have to be very careful because if you have very small lines, you can overwrite them, like they make them disappear. Okay, I will fix these later. Fix the very obvious spot marks on the stripe. Okay, this is mostly nicely painted. These were very visible. Why? Why you don't paint on it? Okay. Oh, okay. There was some missing parts there. These are the parts which no one will ever see, but you want to fix them because you are a maximalist. Or at least I am. Still some. Oh, wait. We have to save the decals too. So there was a spot here. Okay. Save the decals too. Okay. Lot more blemishes gone. Still there on the edge. That should probably fix manual because no Photoshop will fix that. The blacks are nicely done. Still a few spots. Okay, let's start to put text on it. We want to go to the top. Open that file, PNG. Rotate it 90 degrees. Make it bigger, much bigger, like this bit. Okay. Don't worry about the resolution here. Stencils looks lower resolution, but you go back to square follow. When you paint them on, they will be higher resolution. Like you can see, it's not jagged here. It's just how it makes it look in the Blender, but that's not how they actually are. Like this PNG is like 8K by 4K or something like that. So wicked big. Okay, I should put the GT2 a bit higher and this guy is a bit lower. Oh, yeah. In this case, you can like select these polygons and just erase off on them, or you deselect the stencil, or you can, I think random works. Try it with random. Here's alpha. Sort of works. Okay. Or you can just, of course, deselect this stencil, but sometimes Blender forgets the stencil, so you have to load it again. You will lose your sizing. This time it was fine. Make it a tad bit smaller. And you can see that that's why I like to make wireframe sort of visible, because it's not like there's a very thin line. If you make it sort of visible, you can see that this dip, what makes the GT2 looks a bit weird, is there, those lines. So you can put them above and align it like sort of by your eye and project it on it. Oh yeah, looks much better. That's right between that line, and this one is like the hood. Did not want to put it into the middle. Okay, that was a Miles idea, by the way. Let's go this side. You want does not have minus. Okay, we will correct that with somehow. See how that looks. Okay, it goes over the, and we can bit more, go a bit more there. Way. Oh yeah, not too stretched there. Like it looks cool. It looks very cool from this angle though. We have to put a minus here. Although I think I will move it even a bit more back, this much. And we will do that minus. this way, just a bit higher. Yeah. Ah, good. Hacked in. Boink. Okay. Other side. All tiny bit smaller. Mm-hmm. Front. Scopic. Line it. Mm-hmm. Why? Never mind. Do it manually. Uh-huh. Okay. Probably we will do the 296 again. Hey, that looks cool, by the way. Okay, we will do the 296 again. Just have to erase it first. Carefully. Not going into the stripe. Yeah. A mix. Okay, 11.1, I think. If you time. Yeah. If you type 360 minus and what's there, then it's going to rotate it to the other side. And just cheat a bit so it manually a bit bigger. Okay. You can see it a bit bigger. So eyeball it to the same height. No. Okay. Bad. It this way. That's why you make the DDS thing, so you can quick check things. Okay, I like it this way. Next is turbo lag. Sort of this projection. Yeah. $360 minus. Oh yeah. Cool. And don't punt. Transform. I think the flow is bigger, so we should put it that first, and we can starts to bend really heavily around the line of the rear light. So let's try it this way. Not bad. I think we should make it a bit higher. I think that's the Z. Oh yeah. You have to where it is. Yep, I am slow, but there it is. Is that too big? Yeah, it looks hideous when it goes to that part. Although we can write this way. That looks good. Yeah, why not that? Okay. I think all the memes are done. I will make the red parts. So more polygon selecting. Nightmare fuel. Color red. On sponsors, that's good. Yep. One, two. Okay, let's do the splitter. Like, these two rows. Okay. Why it is making that blemishes? I think that would help when I'm coloring the card, like filling it with the fill tool multiple times. No? Oh yeah, that looks cool. Okay. We will lay this part, maybe. Mm-hmm. Red. Okay. Spoiler. I think that's too much there. What? Oh, I see. Too much. Ortho is good, but sometimes it's just not. Like, things became too small on it. Okay. Red. Okay. Mm, these line maybe. Oh yeah. Back edge. That's a bit too much. What? Okay. Doing weird selection here. Probably. Oh yeah, you can see some polygons are clipping maybe. Is that too much? Write it more or less. Erase. Save. Yeah, it looks better this way. More subtle. And the other edge. Mix. Save. Oh. Okay. Mm. Mm-hmm. Cool. You want to color any edge here? I think not. That looks better black. Just the mirror, maybe. Color this one. Should I go like this? Could be cool. There's a line here. Let's see how that looks for a start. Not bad, but what if we color the edge instead? The peak or whatever it's called. I don't know. Don't really like it. Try this ridge. Or if everything fails, we can do projection, of course. Sometimes it's hard to judge what is what. Okay, that's a bit too much. Think we should go. Okay. That won't be visible anyways. We will switch back to this big polygon line here. And just follow it up because this won't be really visible anyways, but okay. Yeah, that can look cool. Yeah, I like that. And we just do nothing. To copy it. Was these two line here? Yeah, I think it was something like this. Looks similar from the front, so that's fine. Okay, I think we done all the small bits. Well, a thing you should do is exit ACC, go back to that menu settings, text, select DDS again, one. I mean, make it one again. And now we are going to make the DDSs so that they look high resolution for you, at least. The game will load like a lot, 20 seconds now, because it's going to save a 90 megabyte DDS due to its 8K. As you can see, there's 290 megabytes, so it's 180. And if you hop into in-game, we'll make the DDS ones, which are, as you can see, lower resolution. You can solve this issue if you delete the DDS ones, make a copy of the DDS zeros, and just rename them to ones. And the game won't overwrite it or anything, so it will stay like this. Ta-da! Few pictures of it. It really rigged the doors.
Green light. Go, go, go.
Replay. $50 lens. And it's done. All right. Our nice little livery making video. Stream. Whatever. It looks almost the same what Mice did. I just made a few little changes and thought it would be just easier to make it from scratch. Also, I have to fix a few blemishes, but you don't really see them, like, to go really close. There's a few, but come on. Dot there, but yeah. I think what I will do is when I'm going to fill these panels, I'm just going to fill, move the camera a bit, fill again, and that will solve most of this spot issue because I saw it happening real time. So that could be a useful, like there's a few spots. Weird Blender things. Anyways, thanks for joining in and see you maybe tomorrow. ERA race. I don't know if I can make it or wanted to because I'm going to cycle a lot, but yeah, let's see. Maybe I will try to drive a bit today. My leg feels decent. I have a burnt spot on it. Not really enjoyable to push the pedals this way, but yeah, you will see. Oh my god. That's some really high quality texture Konas used. That's cool. All right, gents. Have a lovely evening and see you next time. Bye.